Will Eric Ten Hag still be the Manchester United manager come the new season? After that masterclass against Manchester City in the FA Cup final, some people say he does deserve it. He deserves another chance. He deserves a chance to make things right. He deserves the right to work under the new structure. He deserves the right to work with all the players fit and available to him. You know what I mean? What's your say? What do you guys think? It's your boy Enzo, EMGM Sports. Let's talk about it. Eric Ten Hag, obviously, is everywhere. The news is everywhere. Just before the FA Cup final, there was a leak. There was a leak by a reporter suggesting that Eric Ten Hag will be sacked by Manchester United. No matter what happens in the FA Cup final, whether he wins or loses, he was going to get sacked. That was a day before the cup final. And yeah, that was crazy. For that story to leak on that actual day, that was crazy. That was wild. But Manchester United ended up winning the FA Cup final. A masterclass performance by Eric Ten Hag. For me, his best performance as a Manchester United manager. Do you know what I mean? To be able to beat Manchester City, arguably the best team in the world, yeah, being coached by the best manager in the world, Pep Guardiola, to outsmart, outthink even the tactics. Like even Pep Guardiola himself after the game said he got the tactics wrong. He got the game plan wrong. It was his fault Manchester City lost. Really? Was that really the case, or was you just outsmarted by Eric Ten Hag in this game, in this occasion? Come on, Pep. Give Eric Ten Hag some credit, man. Do you know what I mean? He did really well. The team played great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Nullified Manchester City until like towards the end when Doku got that goal for them, which was a mistake by the keeper anyway. But apart from that, Kevin De Bruyne had a poor game. Foden non-existent. Haaland wasn't really in the game at all. The only positives was Doku. When he came in, he was able to kind of like change pace and you know, create some moments of danger for Manchester United. But apart from that, masterclass performance by Manchester United, the manager, the players, everyone did well. Everyone did really, really, really well. Played really, really good football. And yeah, man. Now, it's been what? It's 2 days. It's 2 days. So the match was on Saturday. It's Monday now. So we still haven't heard anything. A lot of people were expecting Eric Ten Hag today, this morning. As we're speaking, Monday morning, everyone was expecting Eric Ten Hag to already be sacked. Everyone was expecting an announcement from the club, you know, announcing that Eric Ten Hag has been sacked, but he's still here. We still haven't heard anything. Why is that? Why is that? I want to know why is that. What do you guys think? Why is it? Why is it that there's been no announcement? Is it that the new owners are trying to kind of let the dust settle, let everyone kind of enjoy? Because everyone right now, Eric Ten Hag's stock is high. His stock is high right now. He just won the FA Cup. A lot of fans, the fans are divided. There's a split. You know, some fans who probably wanted Eric Ten Hag to go, probably starting to change their mind, especially looking at some of the candidates that are being mentioned to replace him. Some fans are thinking, you know what? Maybe it's better just to stick with Ten Hag for now. He's only got he's got a year left in his contract. You know, he's got a year left in his contract. Would it do much harm to just keep him for another season? Give him at least give him the start of the season. Bring in some new players. Get rid of some dead wood. Bring in some new players. Let's see how he gets on for the first 3 months of the season. Or get rid of Ten Hag now and then bring a Poch or a McKenna or whatever for a long-term project. But I'm sure the owners right now, the owners, you know what? The owners, I must say, they probably thought Ten Hag would lose the game. Do you know what I mean? They probably didn't expect Manchester United to win the FA Cup final. Do you know what I mean? They probably thought, you know what? Manchester United will lose the final against City. And it will make the decision much easier. Can you imagine, like, if Manchester United lost the game convincingly, let's say Man City won 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, whatever. it would have been an easy decision by the owners. It would have been an easy decision to get rid of the manager, innit? Because one is underperformed in the league, worst league position finish in history, whatever, minus goal difference, got knocked out, finished bottom of the Champions League group. Yeah, got some embarrassing defeats. You know, performances were terrible, no game plan, you know, no style of play, plenty of injuries. So it would have been an easy decision for the new owners to make. And a lot of the fans, yeah, wouldn't really be, I say, wouldn't really be bothered. Do you know what I mean? They kind of would have been, yeah, you know, he deserves to lose his job. But now, after seeing that performance, it makes you think, innit? Now you're thinking, you know what? If he can do that against City in a one-off game, yeah, where was that performance all season? Where was that performance all season? Now, Eric Ten Hag will say, you know what? I didn't have my defenders fully fit for the whole season, which is true. You know, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw haven't been available. They haven't played enough games this season. We've seen the difference when you have Martinez in a back four. We've seen the difference he makes. It makes a huge difference. Huge difference. You see that he just connects the team, innit? He's that glue. He just connects the team, gives everyone else confidence in that back line. Then it gives the midfielders confidence as well because they know they've got Martinez at the back. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let me get back to it. So the owners, it would have been an easy decision for the owners to make if Eric Ten Hag lost that game, and they would have had the majority of the fans, you know, kind of like backing them as well. Do you know what I mean? The majority of the fans would be backing them. But now it's like they've got a real decision to make. They've got to think this carefully. They've got to think this carefully because if they make a wrong decision right now, yeah, it could backfire, and it could backfire. It could backfire badly. You get rid of Ten Hag now, fine. You get rid of him. We all understand. Excuse me. We all understand. Like new owners want their own men in there. They want a McKenna or a Poch or Tuchel, whatever. But if you get rid of Ten Hag, and then after you bring in a new manager, start of the season, let's say he doesn't start well, you're under pressure straight away because if you get someone like a McKenna in, he doesn't start the season running. He loses a few games or whatever. All of a sudden, United are on the back foot. That's huge pressure because then you got the fan base questioning, well, we should have just kept Ten Hag. But you know what I mean? But then, if you do keep Ten Hag, and then he starts the season badly, then you're like, oh, you just missed out on some potential candidates by keeping Ten Hag. You just missed out on some other managers by keeping Ten Hag in. Now he's having a poor start to the season anyway. So it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. But Ten Hag came out swinging though. In his post-match interview, he did say that, you know what, he's all about winning trophies, and if Manchester United don't keep him, he's gonna move somewhere else and carry on winning trophies. I thought, you know what, he's had enough of it. He's had enough of the rumors, enough of these stories going around. He just came out swinging. You know what? Do you know what I mean? And he deserves it. He has to stand up for himself because the treatment of Ten Hag has been a bit disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? A bit. Look, come on. A game before the FA Cup final and rumors are coming out. That is bad. That is bad. You know, a story leaks that he's gonna lose his job. Come on. I know people in the British media, British press, they like to get their stories out. It's all about breaking news. It's all about shockwave. It's all about content. It's all about, you know, getting that traction and everything like that. But come on, man. These are human beings as well. Do you know what I mean? These are people with feelings. I know football is a cutthroat business. I know, you know, it's dog eat dog and there's no friends in this business, etc., etc. But come on, man. I feel like Ten Hag has been disrespected. He's been undermined. And for me personally, if I'm him, I'll walk away. If I'm Ten Hag, yeah, after all the stories and the owners not even backing him up, you know, ever since that the leak story came out about him losing his job, the club have not even released a statement. there's been no word officially from the board or ownership or anyone in any official capacity that's come out and backed Ten Hag and say, yo, those stories are false, etc., etc. They've let it just make the rounds. They've left everything to speculation. They've let everyone else just talk about it, and they've hanged Ten Hag out to dry, where he has to go into press conferences, post-match interviews, having to answer these questions, you know. And I think that's a bit unfair personally for me. And I'm not just saying it because it's Ten Hag, it's Manchester United, but I'm saying it for any manager. They don't deserve that type of treatment. We can talk about performances. I understand that he hasn't performed during the entirety of the season. They had a poor league position, a poor league finish. I get that. That's fine. That's fair criticism, but I think some of it has been a bit over the top. It's been a bit over the top. And it's only because it's Manchester United. Any other team, I don't think they get this level of scrutiny. I don't see them getting this level of scrutiny. But yeah, going back with the owners, they've got a real decision to make. They've got a real decision to make, you know, and the time is ticking. That clock is ticking. They can't keep it. They can't keep everyone in suspense, and they have to make a decision as soon as possible for the stability of the club, and also just to give a clear plan, a clear strategy, what is actually going on, and also to kind of like control fans' expectations, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like that communication is needed because the fans need to know what's actually going on. The fans need to know what direction the club is going in. Do you know what I mean? They need to know if it's going to be a McKenna. Then you know, okay, that's a long-term project. That means it's a young manager coming in. It's going to establish a style of play, a brand of football. It's going to perhaps, maybe more likely, work with younger players. So then we know that the older players are going to be moved on, the likes of Casemiro, you know, the likes of Johnny Evans, Ericsson, maybe even Rashford might get moved on to just raise some funds. I mean, Rashford was crying after the FA Cup final. He was crying. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. Maybe he knows his time's up. Maybe he knows he needs a new challenge. Mbappe is leaving PSG. He's off to Real Madrid, his most likely destination. Could Rashford be heading to PSG to replace Mbappe? You know, we know that PSG have been great admirers of Rashford. They've always admired him. They've tried to sign him a few times, from what we've heard. Could it be that Rashford will now be moving on to raise some funds? Because how Manchester United will raise some funds, if you sell Rashford, he's the biggest asset at the club right now. Rashford, he's a star man. You sell him, you get 80 million. 80, 70 million you get for Rashford. He's English, so his stock is high. He's always going to go for a high fee. You sell Rashford, you raise 80 million. You sell Maguire, you get about 15, 20 million. You know, you sell, who else can you sell? You know, you sell Wan-Bissaka, you can get maybe 30, 25 million for Wan-Bissaka. That's what we're looking at, over 100 million plus already coming in sales. Yeah, then you can then use that money to then invest in youth, invest in prospects, in potential. Do a bit what Chelsea have done. But there has to be a clear strategy, a clear plan. It can't be what we've seen in the last 10 years. It can't be the same old thing. There has to be a clear strategy, a clear plan of what's actually going to happen. You know, and that depends on what caliber of manager the club bring in. If you bring in a McKenna, we know it's a long-term project. You bring in a Poch, semi-long, you know, middle. Because Poch, the only long project we've seen with Poch has been at Tottenham. We haven't really, everywhere else he's been, it hasn't been a long-term project. They've been short-term projects. You know, they've been short-term projects. You bring in a Tuchel, again, short-term project. He's not going to be a long-term project. And the caliber of players that you need to bring in, if you bring in Poch and you bring in Tuchel, these are two managers that you can't just bleed a lot of young players with them. Well, Poch, you kind of can, because we've seen at Tottenham, he's done it. And also, he kind of works with a lot of young players at Chelsea as well. So he can do that. But with Thomas Tuchel, it's almost like he can work beside young players, but you need to give him established players as well. because Thomas Tuchel, he's gonna come in. He's not gonna be looking at long term, 3 to 4, 5 years now. He's looking, I want to go for the league, Champions League as soon as possible. So you're looking at about 2 years with Thomas Tuchel. A year to get the team playing, get the team going. The second year, he's going to want to go for the league because he's an established manager. He's won leagues. He's won Champions League. So he's not going to be trying to like stick around and, all these long-term thing, bleed the youth and all that. I don't think that's what Thomas Tuchel is about. But like I said on my last video, when I done the FA Cup preview, I said that the club will most likely go for Kieran McKenna if they get rid of Ten Hag. Simply because I feel with McKenna, it will be easier to work with. He's a bit. He can be a yes man. Do you know what I mean? Where he will just be the coach. He will coach the team. He won't. He won't challenge the authority. I don't believe he's gonna that type of manager. He's gonna come in. His main job will be to coach the team. He'll work with young players, the likes of Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho. He will work great. He will work fantastically with those type of players. He'll be good for them. Do you know what I mean? So McKenna will be good for that, where the new structure of the club, director of football, scouting system, whatever, they'll be able to just give him the players, hand loose, tell him, look, these are young players, up-and-coming players. You work with them. And then McKenna will just coach them. With Thomas Tuchel, he's going to probably want a 60 million, 70 million pound winger. He's going to want some established players already so that he can work with them, so he can kick on. Go for the league. Go for the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? So, I still think they're going to go for a McKenna. If they do get rid of Ten Hag, I think they go for a McKenna because he's just a safe pair of hands. He's someone that they can work with, probably easier in the communication and everything else. And also, I think he suits the model of Ineos and Radcliffe and everything they're building. He suits that. He suits that model. So I think they'll most likely go for a McKenna. But that's if you're looking at a long-term project. With Erik Ten Hag, if they do stick with him, would they have to then give him a new contract? Or would they just let him play out the final year of his contract? He's only got a year left anyway. Do just let him just crack on with that? Or do you give him a new contract? Because if you don't give him a new contract, I feel like the manager will still be undermined. He'll still be under pressure because look, he's only got a year contract. Would players really take on board? Like, would they really listen to a manager who's only got a year in their contract? What power does the manager really have with the players if he's only got a year left on his contract? Because a lot of the players be thinking, he's not here for long anyway. Why should I even try hard? Why should I even bother? But if you give him a new contract, let's say you extend his contract by another 2 years, you then sending a clear message out that this is your manager and you're backing this manager. This is your guy. This is who you want in charge. And the players will fall in line with that. So it's very important that the club make their intentions clear within the next few days. Don't let it drag on, because this is what Manchester United has been all about in the last 10 years. They let transfers drag on, managers drag on. Everything just drags on until the last minute. This can't be the summer where that happens again. There's a lot of things happening. The Euros, Olympics, a lot of things happening. Don't let it drag on. Get your business done early. If you want to keep Erik Ten Hag, make the announcement. Keep him. You've had a whole season to look at him. Keep him. If you don't want to keep him, get rid. Let the guy crack on with whatever he needs to do. Bring in your manager nice and early so he can then start the kickstart. Get that ball rolling. Get that ball rolling. And he can then start molding the team. Do you know what I mean? Because what you don't want is things just dragging on throughout the summer, nobody knowing. There's too much uncertainty around the club. Because then that puts the manager, whether it's Erik Ten Hag or someone new, he puts them in the back foot already. They're having to play catch up to everyone else. So it's vital. Do you know what I mean? And also these managers that are available, the Thomas Tuchel, the Poch, Kieran McKenna, they're not going to be available forever. They're not going to be available forever. So go now, make your decision, be bold, be brave, make your decision and go for it, and put everyone else at ease, because all this uncertainty is not helping everyone. He's not helping everyone. But for me personally, I always give my personal opinion. You know me. I think that keep Eric Ten Hag after that performance in the FA Cup final. He did really well. I think there's more to come. I feel like with a fully fit squad, I feel like he'll do well. He'll do well. He's won two trophies in 2 seasons. What more do you want? Like, what have Arsenal won? What have Tottenham won? What have Chelsea won lately? Do you know what I mean? 2 trophies, mate. A lot of the fans, you need to be careful what you wish for. I hear some fans say, well, it's all about performances on the pitch as well. But, you know, there's a lot of teams that perform well on the pitch, play good football, but don't win trophies. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You know, sometimes you can't always have it both ways. You can't, like, there's not many teams that have it both ways, play good football and win trophies. You know, it's the Real Madrids, the Manchester Cities of this world. These are, do you know what I mean? Not every team that plays great football win trophies. Look at Arsenal. Good football, had a great season, but trophyless. The fans have to think very carefully of what you actually want. Think very carefully about it, because we can get great football from Manchester United, but will you take that? Will you take 2 to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years even, not winning no trophies, but playing good football? Just think about that. I want you to actually think about it. I want the fans to think about that. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Would you take 2 to 3 years of winning no trophies, but playing good football? You have a clear identity a clear style of play. You got a manager that's doing well, but they're not winning no trophies for 2 to 3 years, even 5 years. Would you accept that, or would you get rid of? Would you then start complaining? Oh, well, it's so good and well, we're so fine that the football is good, but we haven't won anything. Then you start becoming like the Tottenham side under Poch, where they play good football, but they never won anything. Even under Arteta right now, playing good football, but they haven't really won anything of late. Arteta won his FA Cup in his first season, but that was during COVID. That was the COVID days, man. And it wasn't even Arteta's team, it was Emery's team. Aubameyang was still at the club. So how long are other teams willing to stick with their manager? As long as the football is good, finishing in the Champions League positions, but winning no trophies. How long? How long are other teams willing to give their managers? Just let me know. Let me know in the comments. And also, whoever, if they do get rid of Ten Hag, if a manager comes in, whether it's a McKenna or anything like that, or Poch or whatever, Tuchel, how long are the fans willing to give this manager? A year, 2 years, establish a brand of play, style of play. How long are you willing to go trophyless with no trophies? Listen, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Today's been a bit of a struggle because I'm struggling. I've got a flu. I've got hay fever. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like all over the place. But it's always a joy to come on this platform and share my thoughts with you, because that's what it's all about. And share my opinion. And let me know your thoughts as well. Let me know your opinions. You know, let me know in the comments. Do you know what I mean? I really appreciate it. I'd love to know what you're thinking. So, guys, once again, man, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the videos and keep supporting us, guys. Keep supporting. Keep supporting. I'm going to bring more content. And yeah, man, thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.